Welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. Last time we beat the Reaper and finished every Mementos request, but there's one more thing Mementos that I want to do, actually two more things because I need to complete the Compendium as well, and actually three more things because I want to do one of the, well, the last Velvet Room challenge battle. But before I do that, there is something that I want to make sure I do while I have the alarm going. It's a very special persona that I really want to make sure that I, well, make during the alarm.
Please be prepared for
So,
variations.
Advanced Fusion, we are finally going for Lucifer.
It seems to have a decent amount of strength.
Yeah, you think? So as far as traits go, I think I will keep Allure of Wisdom. It only reduces the SPU cost of skills while they're being cast, so it won't affect them outside of battle. But if I combo that with Spellmaster, which I do have on the personas going into this guy, and heck, I could even add Invigorate 3 on top of that, I'm gonna get a build that will almost never run out of SP. And since Metatron is going into this guy too, I can also go for Bless Boost, Bless Amp, Makorga on. This is quite a lot of skills being taken up by passives, but Drain Curse is pointless unless you're planning to fodder Lucifer, which why would you? So I'm going to... I would say that Lucifer's a requirement to fuse Saturnile, but Saturnile already nulls Curse anyway, so you don't need Drain Curse on him. I think I'll go with Ice Age as well. I'll buy back Metatron after this, just because I do want a Vitality of the Tree Thermopylae persona for when my Auto Ma buffs wear off. I am Lucifer, the morning star that riseth from the darkness. He who transcendeth the bleak world of the heart, under the pact I shall become thy mask. I still love how he's voiced by Matthew Mercer in SMT4 Apocalypse. Even though that isn't really the Lucifer that we know from, most SMT, and yeah, I'm not going to give up Spellmaster, but I will take Morning Star. I've got a full-on magic build here, so I don't think I'll need Gigantomachia. I don't particularly like Heat Riser as a skill. I do need Repel Bless, since that is your weakness. Insta-Heal is alright, but I think my skill set is fine as is. Drain Fizz is pretty cool too, but I'm okay just nulling it for now. So I've got a persona with no weaknesses, a lot of resistances, and very cheap magic skills.
Aim for greater heights. This is a stronger version.
So sacrificing Lucifer in the electric chair does give you Joker's ultimate pistol, which gives a rather ridiculous magic plus 15. This is the point where you might start running into the cap on, like, your stats, because it can't take it above 99, I'm pretty sure. However, this is likely going to be an accident, so I don't think I'll do that. It's kind of a shame this alarm was so short, but then again, I got it literally one battle after the last time, and, I'm so sorry. Let's just sacrifice a random jack-o'-lantern. This is an insult to Lucifer, but if this is an accident, it doesn't matter anyway, because they'll just get the same amount of stat boost as any other persona. Now, I'm not going to jinx it this time. And I still... There must be something, like there must be some lingering curse of Yaldabaoth in the Velvet Room that prevents me from getting magic on personas I want magic on. We're heading right back in for the special challenge battle. We're going to be taking on the for level 80 version of the only non-DLC challenge battle. And for this one, the ultimate reward is a ring that gives Megadola on. It's a skill that I don't actually find that amazing in P5, unless you have Almighty Boost and Almighty Amp. And the bonuses here are winning in 28 actions, ×2 for electricity, and ×6 for a Makoto takedown. Because of that, I'm going to equip Makoto with the Thunder Charm. So hopefully I'll be able to get a massive bonus for a Makoto electricity takedown. I'm going to put the Goddess Horn on Haru. And I will use a party of Makoto, Haru, and Arn. Okay, let's do it. For the last time, Brutality Ho. Apparently this doesn't count as a block scene. And yeah, they're throwing the big ones at us immediately. We're starting with Beelzebub, who is weak to his boss using Makogon, but no. I'm gonna start by debuffing his defense just to increase the points we get. I don't want to actually attack until I set up high energy. Skills like high energy and Ryuji's fighting spirit mean that once you reach this point in the game, it's actually a lot easier to meet the point requirements of these battles. They're almost tailor-made for them. These guys are also vulnerable to ailments, so if we get Forget on him, he'll take technical from Thunder Rain, so we get double points for this, as well as getting a one more and a baton pass, and now I can go over to Makoto. Now here's the thing. If Wild Thunder kills this guy, then I will get the ×2 and ×6, but from my experience, it doesn't always, whereas Atomic Flare is far more likely to, so I'm just going to play it safe here. There we go. So yeah, already we're over 20,000 points in, and now we have the Norse team up. Unfortunately, both of them are immune to electricity, and Valkyrie is weak to fire though. But something that I want to do here is, I want to try and go for Wage War. Kind of fitting for this group. Okay, everybody is enraged. So they will take technical from fire now, however, I want to not forget to put up Arn's high energy here. And Makoto can go for checkmates to lower their defense and make it so that I'm going to be getting even more hilarious combos here, because let's see. Cyodyne on to Thor. Okay, actually no, I can do this. I can go to Joker, Psycho Force the Valkyrie, and then Makoto. Atomic Flare Odin. This may not finish it. It did, good. So already we have all 3 rewards for this, so we just need to survive and beat this final enemy, and yeah, the title Shadow of God actually is used. We do get to see Metatron as an enemy, but only in the trial battles. So let's try and go for this again. Okay, good, he is inflicted with rage, however I will want to go for high energy once more. I'm really surprised that Arn hasn't run out of SP yet. And Metatron is weak to electricity, so hopefully if this goes right, let's go for checkmate again. What I'm planning on doing here... Oh, you're immune to Psy anyway, okay then. Well, I have to just bank on you not dying to this Thunder Rain. So, very much didn't die to this Thunder Rain. So now Makoto... Wild Thunder, Concentrate boosted while you're down and enraged. Oh, that was not quite a Makoto takedown. Just random hand slap there, but now... I was gonna say finish it in style with Yoshitsune, but I actually can't do that. Because it's immune to physical. But there we go, over 100,000 points. We also get to see what Lavenza looks like being the MC of these. But there we go. So funny thing about that is that I practiced that off camera and I got it on the first try, and that one actually took me a lot of attempts while recording. Now a lot of these guys are vulnerable to status ailments, also with Spellmaster on Makoto Makajama's 1 SP, wow. But yeah, but I did get a higher score than I got in practice, so I guess that's what matters. Yeah, we more than doubled the point requirement there, but that is the last one of those challenge battles that I want to show until the post-game, where I want to be taking on the level question mark versions of the investigation team boy and the Seas boy.
Welcome to
But
the Velvet
Forming a
Room.
fusion?
now that we don't have an alarm and don't have any risk of accidents,
To whom will you give
now's a
birth?
good time to try and fill out my compendium. So firstly, do I
you
even
wish to
have room
fuse
to
this?
make this? Okay, I do have room to make this.
Choose which skill
Yeah,
to
it's so
inherit.
weird that Chiyo requires Yoshitsune, but I can get Undying Fury onto him. I guess Wage War is appropriate. And at Pupil, why not? I can quite easily get Gun Amp by sacrificing White Rider and an Alarm, so maybe I might be able to stack both of those. However, Undying Fury doesn't affect gun skills, it only affects regular physical skills like Brave Blade. So actually, gun-boosted one-shot kill is not going to be that great from you. Yeah, there we go, Psycho Blast. This one has an interesting looking animation that I do want to make sure to show off at one point. So actually, you know what, let's maybe get rid of gun boost and one-shot kill. So let's take Drain Psy, and weirdly, you kind of seem to be more of a Psy persona. But I have concentrated on other things.
Yes. You wish
Because
to
if we go to the
browse
Compendium, and we run through everything here, we're at 96%.
This persona is unknown.
First one I'm missing is Skadi. And if you have all the DLC installed, you can make that with Garuda and Rungda.
Do you truly... This persona is unknown.
Next is, weirdly, Aramitama. I never got around to making that. Koronzon and
Do you
Jikokuten.
truly need this?
I still have fond memories of Aramitama, as it's the earliest Chariot persona in Persona 3, and Chariot's quite an early social link in that game, so you need to get it quite early on.
This persona is unknown.
Ah, Takemi Nakata. I talked about not getting you earlier.
Apologies.
But the best way to fuse this one involves Niimitama, another persona that I don't have yet, so I'll get that one
This
first.
persona is unknown.
Angel and
Do you
Shisa.
truly need this?
Yaksini and Niimitama makes
Do you
Takemi
truly need
Nakata.
this?
And I almost forgot him because he doesn't show up as question marks. Baal and Addis makes Beelzebub.
Do you wish to fuse this?
And now, if I go through all of the entries here, we have 98% out of a maximum of 99 without New Game Plus, because, again, Saturn Isle. But this is all looking pretty full. Why is it not at 99%? Well, there are actually a couple of personas that I'm missing, and those are guide dang it ones. I kind of wish they were in the group guillotine, because if you haven't played a Shin Megami Tensei or Persona game before, you're unlikely to know these exist without heavy experimentation. So for the first one we need Rungda and Barong. In every Shin Megami Tensei game, these two fuse make Shiva.
Do you truly need this?
Invigorate 2 is actually going to be useful to have on Shiva for the next fusion. I said this a long time ago, but Shiva is one of the most common uses of special treatment. You can get it as early as Sire's Palace, because Rungda is just a recruitable encounter there, and it's not unforeseeable to be able to fuse Barong at that time as well. You fuse them together, and you get a persona in the level 80s at that point in the game. But we're not done, because if we
Did you
summon
change your
Shiva's
Compendium
wife,
yet? You wish to browse
Pavati,
the
from the
entries?
Compendium...
You would like to
Oh, she's in
overrule
Lovers,
wish
yeah, I
to
forgot
summon
which
this, you
arcana
may
she was
take
in. I was
it with
thinking,
you
was it
then.
Priestess, was it Empress, maybe Temperance, but no, actually
Away
Lovers.
performing. Make your selection.
By fusing Shiva and Pavati, if you've maxed out... You know what, it would be fitting if this is the last one I need, because this was the first Confidant that I maxed out, Kawakami's.
Do you wish to fuse this?
We get Ardha.
Choose which skill to inherit.
And Narinari doubles SP restoration, so that combined with Invigorate 2 will mean that we get 10 SP regenerated every turn. Actually, we'll get 24 SP regenerated every turn with this combo. That's not bad at all. It won't stack with the SP Adhesive 3 though, because that just gives you the Invigorate 3 skill.
Compendium, yeah? You wish to browse the entries?
And there we go. 99% Compendium, which is sadly the best that we're gonna get without New Game Plus. I hate the fact that Satanael counts, but at the same time it means that he can be registered to the Compendium, so you can buy him back out whenever you want, unlike Izanagi nor Okami in Persona 4. And now I'm going to do the tradition for my playthroughs and show off the background for every Persona in the Compendium. And while I'm going through all of these, I can talk about my Mementos topic of the day, and that is the third semester in general, and just how I feel about it and how effective I think it was. Now, you can probably tell it's no secret of mine that I really like the third semester. However, I fully admit that I am biased because the themes of the main storyline don't quite resonate with me the same way they do some other people. I've, again, had a bit of disillusionment towards Rebellion Against Society stories after seeing just certain ones go a bit too far with it, and just the fact that it's become kind of a cliche, much like twist villains were a cliche in Disney and people got sick of them. Like, the first of them were nice, but then it got kind of old. At the same time, though, I do really like the vanilla Persona 5's plot, mostly because I love heist movies, and I especially love Sly Cooper, and I feel like this is basically Sly Cooper, the JRPG. But the third semester, there's just something about it that I feel is a lot better written. The dialogue feels like it's not only written better in the original Japanese, thanks to having the same writers as Strikers, who I think are fantastic, but also being just, I think, localized better as well. It's an issue that I have with the vanilla game. I feel like its localization may have been a little rushed. There's a lot of awkwardly written lines, like, if a god plays naughty, it's a demon lord's duty to punish him, and, you know, the girl of Aruma, and things like, the situation where we may be used as scapegoats cannot be avoided. Just, I don't know, just lines like that I just feel you can kind of tell they were translated a little bit awkwardly. Whereas in the third semester, I never encountered any dialogue that gave me that impression. All of the lines just flowed nicely, they sounded like something that someone would naturally say in real conversation. I also feel like the Phantom Thieves have a much better established group dynamic in the third semester, as compared to the original game. And it's not as if they have a whole lot of extra downtime, it's just that they all kind of bounce off of each other and have a lot more banter than I feel like they really did originally. I will also say, this is a side topic, but the Mementos skits in general, I wish they were easier to see, because, like, they're just really cool, and they add a lot of personality to the party. I kind of wish those, like, could trigger, like, after battle in regular palaces. I guess it would probably get annoying that way. I just wish there was a better way to see those than to just run around grinding Mementos for hours, because there's so many of them. Like, I haven't even scratched the surface in this playthrough with the Mementos skits, and they add a lot to the characters, and even a bit of lore as well, like Haru doing ballet. But okay, back to the third semester. Maruki is a fantastic antagonist, as I've already said. Like, he is absolutely brilliant. He's one of my favorite Persona characters of all time, if not my actual favorite Persona character of all time. One of my favorite characters in all of video games, actually. Billy Kametz's performance in English is just absolutely phenomenal. It's just, it's why it's just so sad that if they ever bring back Maruki, that they'd have to recast him, but you can probably tell why I praised Billy Kametz's performance earlier. I couldn't really talk about the reasons why until now, but he just really sells Maruki as a character, like every single aspect. And while we're on the subject of praising voice actors, Laura Post having to play, as I've said before, essentially 3 characters. The real Sumire, the real Kasumi, and Sumire brainwashed into thinking she's Kasumi. All of them essentially different characters, and like, the fact that she switches seamlessly in the middle of that Maruki flashback into the brainwashed Kasumi version, it's she's just great. And this is even before I played Tales of Arise and heard Laura Post as an insane, sadistic villain, which I've never heard her before, and she really pulled that off, so... Yeah, I hope to hear Laura Post in more things. Of course, she's amazing in Fire Emblem Engage as Yunaka, too. And, again, it really does a ton for Sumire as a character. Because before then, I really felt like, it's just kind of a shame. My main issue with her as a character is the fact that the marketing couldn't show much footage from the third semester because it would inherently spoil things. So they had to give Kasumi a ton of scenes during the main story, even when there was kind of little point to it. They're not as annoying when you're doing a normal, playthrough, but recording a Let's Play, to me, it definitely became a bit of an issue, especially since they come during moments that are already downtime. So, oftentimes, I was, recording, the scenes after Maruki's confession and, the introduction to Kichijoji, and then suddenly there's a Kasumi scene, and I'm just like, oh, do we really need more downtime scenes during this? And again, every time she shows up, I'm always just like, I know, you're an amazing character in the third semester, but I can't talk about that until I get there. So it's just, I kind of hate that, there's this character that I have to wait 120 hours, and that's not even recording, that's an average playthrough, before I can actually, get to see their real self. But once you do, I do think Sumire is an incredible character. Very, very, very well done. I love that they put a twist on the whole Phantom Thieves rebelling against their oppressors theme by the fact that her real oppressor was herself, and her own complexes. I also love the dynamic between her and Kasumi, the fact that both of them were actually, yeah, they both kind of envied each other, and neither of them realized it until it was too late. I just think that was just really interesting. We get so little on the real Kasumi, and yet so much at the same time. I do have my issues with how her romance route ends up playing out, but I know there are a ton of people who really like her romance route, so I'm sure it did succeed for a lot of people, so I can't really complain too much there. It's just not personally my thing. But about the third semester as well, I have noticed there are a lot of people who criticize the third semester, and Haru's line about there being a sheer number of coincidences that happen to coincide just to make stuff happen with Maruki, I wonder if a lot of Persona fans, hi there, you are interrupting the line of the Fate Sisters, Ariadne? That's kind of weird, although Ariadne actually weaved thread though, so I guess she fits being there. But anyway, I have noticed that some people do take issue with some of the possible retcons in the third semester, like maybe the fact that Wakaba wasn't the original one who was researching cognitive science. That's really the only thing here that feels like a retcon to me, though. Everything else just kind of fits with the way things work with Shido. But one thing that I've also noticed is the people who vocally dislike the third semester tend to be people who really, really like the vanilla storyline. Though, it's not quite the reverse. People who like the third semester, often they do like the vanilla storyline as well, but it tends to be just Persona 5's vanilla storyline really resonated with certain people, and it's kind of hard for me to sort of speak to that crowd because I'm not one of them. Again, I don't think the vanilla storyline is really bad, and I do think this game's gameplay is fantastic, and I love the heist aspect, the dungeons are incredible, the whole concept of infiltrating mines and pulling off heists, mental heists there is brilliant. But I do have my issues with the vanilla storyline, the fact that Shido is a weak villain after all of that build-up, the fact that Yaldabaoth is exactly the same, the fact that a lot of the rebellion themes just don't have a whole lot of nuance to them because they just make the enemies so cartoonishly evil. It worked for Kamoshida, it almost worked for Shido, but everyone else just kind of felt a bit just lacking as characters. And you don't have to make a villain sympathetic or tragic to make them a good villain. Again, see Kamoshida, everyone loves him as a villain even though he's one of the most hateable characters in all of fiction. But, yeah, I've said, my various misgivings about the main story. The Phantom Thieves as well, I feel like the story is well paced, and that I think is its main advantage over Persona 3 and especially 4. But The rushed pace did mean the Phantom Thieves rarely got a chance to build a real dynamic, and I really think there was potential for a found family dynamic with the Phantom Thieves. They've all had horrendous parental figures, or at least absent ones. And the fact that, you know, they can all be together and just be their own family, and it really fit with the whole social rebellion aspect and being outcasts and misfits, and rejecting society's norms and rejecting what they were born into. I think that would just be a great theme to play into. Just like Persona 3 had the party dynamic of co-workers who only eventually become friends, and Persona 4 had the dynamic of a group of goofy high school friends who investigate mysteries. But the third semester fixed that a little bit, and also Strikers went a long way to fixing that. I'll play Strikers on this channel one day. Maro's in Strikers. And guess what? They brought back Maro's signature move in Strikers. That's also going to be fun. But yeah, the group dynamic I feel is better in Strikers. Strikers also address some of the criticisms of the vanilla storyline too. So that's another thing I feel. I feel Atlas is definitely aware of the criticisms. Like how they made the Mementos targets more nuanced in the third semester. I think it really does sum it up that I never watched Jello Apocalypses, so this is basically Persona 5. I feel like a whole lot of it is just obvious jokes, really, but one thing that I do think fit is that, that they call one of the Mementos targets Thomas Baby Eater, inventor of eating babies, which I feel does sum up a lot of the vanilla Mementos targets very, very well. But, as we're approaching the end of the Personas, one final thing I need to discuss about the third semester, the metaphorical elephant in the room, and it relates to Strikers. There is, in my opinion, a surprising amount of controversy over whether or not Strikers is canon to the third semester or vice versa. The main thing is a lot of people looking at Strikers and saying, hey, where's Sumire and Akechi? Why aren't they with the Phantom Thieves? And I personally don't really get why they can't coexist. There are a ton of people online, and there's a lot of actually surprisingly violent debate over this. A lot of people think there's no way the two can possibly be in the same universe. I think the reason why this happened is simply that they were both developed in Japan at the same time. In Japan, Strikers came out before Royal, but everywhere else the reverse was true. So a lot of us were seeing Strikers after Royal, and so having, you know, all of that. And yeah, Strikers was written to be understandable for people who only played the vanilla game. But the thing is, here's what I always like to say. Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Original Arena was written before Golden came out, and so did not take anything from Golden into account. There was no Marie, there were no additional events from Golden referenced, none of that was considered canon. Then Ultimax came out, after Golden was released. Ultimax has Marie. Ultimax treats Golden as canon, so does Persona Q. But here's the really important thing. Despite the original Persona 4 Arena coming out before Golden, and thus not being written with Golden in mind, original Arena is still canon to Ultimax, indisputably. And that's how I think things will be handled if there is ever another Persona 5 spin-off after Royal. I kind of doubt they will be, since they haven't actually milked Persona 5 nearly as much as they did Persona 4. At least in the spin-off front. They've kind of milked it more through crossover appearances in, like, mobile games and Smash Brothers. So I suppose that's, like, another way of, like, quote-unquote milking it, but I kind of doubt we'll see another Persona 5 spin-off before Persona 6. But, you know, you can, you know, we never know. There might be one. And if there ever is one, I am pretty certain that it will treat both Royal and Strikers as canon. But that's just me. And there's a lot of other people who believe differently. So, we're approaching the very end of the Compendium. Thank you all for listening to my massive rant about the third semester, my thoughts on it, my thoughts on whether it and Strikers can coexist. Your counselor now, you were not in the original game. Going through these Mitamas, and there is the Broken One himself. I like Izanagi no Okami's design. A lot of the Picaro versions I'm not a huge fan of, but the Picaro version of Okami I think is great. And there we go, we're back to the beginning. All of them except Satanael. And sadly, we don't get access to the final Compendium discount until New Game Plus
May luck
either.
be on your side.
But
Indeed.
there's actually one more thing that we can do in Mementos, and it relates to the 3rd semester, so let's just set up and gear up for that.
Oh no, I'm so scared! Who's next in line?
I just realized that I probably don't need Invigorate 3 on Lucifer, and with a skill card I can get Ice Amp to give at least some boost to his other magical skill. And I actually need to do this for one more trophy.
Which persona will you confine?
So let's confine Abaddon, because I don't really need him.
Will you light some incense? Which incense will you light? I will use this incense. I shall look after it.
She will call you in the real world when you need to pick up your persona. Thankfully, plot days don't count towards that countdown.
Wish to summon this, and you
And
may
let's
take
get
it
my
with you
Thermopylae
then.
persona back. And I need a persona with fire skills.
You wish to
It's one of the
summon
few
this,
elements
you
I
may
don't
take it
have on
with you
Joker
then.
right now. And here's something funny, if you look at your persona's stats here while it's in lockdown, it will say jailed. And now I'm gonna go to the very end of darts. You may have noticed this just as a blink and you miss it, but Jose is right here at the end of the path of darts. I believe this requires you to have collected a certain number of stamps, like 120 something. You don't actually need all of them. But for this I'm going with Morgana, Arn, and Haru here. Because, as you can probably tell, after we talk to him, we're going to be in for a fight.
Oh, hey guys. Good job.
That's, like, the saddest good job ever.
Jose-chan, you seem kinda down.
Is something wrong?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry, but a lot's happened lately. Before I got here, I was able to drink so many flowers. That was all thanks to you guys. So, I thought I was beginning to understand humans. But now, the more flowers I drink, the less I understand them instead.
Oh, I gotcha. It's like love, right? You know, puppy love.
You understand his explanation. Sko.
You know squat about love.
Shut up! I know what I'm talking about, pretty much.
Boneface is right. I've learned about humans in a manner similar to falling in love.
I like Boneface, it's just such a random nickname.
When you learn more about a subject, it's often more than unexpected. It's the exact opposite of what you liked about it. Just like with love.
Right? See?
I want to learn more about humans, but I wonder if I'll learn what I need to about them just by keeping at it like this.
Mind if I propose a simple solution?
Oh no, I don't like where this is going.
Why study humans at all? Why not just give it up?
Hey, that's Maruki logic.
I can't do that. I promised someone that I'd study humans.
Who'd you promise?
Sorry. Forget I said that.
I can see how that would worry you. There are times where the truth seems to move further away from you the more you strive to reach it.
I've dealt with similar problems, so I can totally relate. I aim to handle them whenever the opportunity presents itself, though.
I really appreciate your help with this. So, I need an opportunity. Oh, that's it! Could I ask you guys a favor? I'd like you to fight me.
Yeah. I think you left out a step or three. I'm not following here.
I've learned something from studying humans. When humans suffer, they vent their emotions so they can move forward with their lives. Well, right now, I'm suffering. The only people I can vent at are you guys. And the most common way to vent is to fight.
You want to get physical here? You can't just pick a fight with us out of nowhere.
What do we do? I definitely didn't expect this.
Well, unless we fight him, we won't know whether or not this is his opportunity. We simply have to decide if we're going to humor him.
What do you think? Should we fight Jose?
Thankfully, the option to fight isn't the default one,
Thanks.
just in case you're not prepared.
This may be sudden, but here I come. I'm going to start venting now. Don't expect me to hold back. Pedal to the metal.
So he always opens with a physical attack. If you have a null or repel physical persona on Joker, you can turn that against him.
The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Jose resists physical, but the rest of his resistances are neutral, so a magic party is pretty good for this, that's why I brought Arn. He uses every element and will occasionally charge up for fireworks that deal massive almighty damage. Overall, Jose, as far as like quote-unquote super bosses go, isn't exactly the most dangerous of them, but he's also available outside of New Game Plus, so he has that going for him.
Lucifer,
Let's try out our new Lucifer.
go down.
Not bad.
Actually, less damage than I was expecting. Well, Morgana can debilitate this guy. I don't have any debilitate personas on Joker, and I kinda need to. But anyway, let's go for high energy here. Just realized that Ketchy might have been a decent party member here, since he's got a chance of reducing the cost of high energy via his trait. And the reason why I brought Haru is to show that I'm only going to do this once, but Life Wall kinda breaks this fight. Because Jose never has any immunities to any of the elements he uses, repelling his attacks is a little broken, as you can see. So I've seen a lot of takes in this fight devolve into stop hitting yourself pretty quickly.
Ow! Ow! That hurts more than I thought it would.
So much that I said ow twice.
But that's not all your feelings yet, is it? We're just getting started. Try to keep up with me. Persona!
We're fighting like a toddler with yellow eyes in a like baby car thing. This is kind of ridiculous, but that just kind of happens with Persona sometimes. We're also summoning Lucifer on them.
Okay, next.
Yeah, let's go Cyodyne.
This is a part of me.
And that's everyone's concentrates used up.
Huh? I'm starting to enjoy this.
Please don't let Akechi be a bad influence on this guy.
Why though? This hurts so much, but I'm actually enjoying it.
Again, bad influence.
Wait, I need to focus. Here I come, folks.
I just noticed that there are pyro jacks on the side of like some of the boxes in his car.
Bam!
Okay, there's Fireball.
Oh man, awesome, Mona.
Thankfully, nobody here is weak to that. I might actually want to heal this turn with Maria. It's kind of a shame that I haven't got a chance to show off Holy Benevolence yet, because nobody's gone down, but hopefully I won't need to.
Persona! Ha! Ow!
Yeah,
What's your next
pretty
move?
sure. Like I'm not entirely positive here, but I feel like criticals probably don't work on him.
Come! How's this? Yeah! Kabam! Oh man, Joker! Just at the last second. Super move.
I had a feeling it would be Ultra Charge. So Jose mentioned that he wanted to study humans for someone. We don't really know who that is, and that's kind of my biggest issue with Jose, personally.
You're mine.
And yeah, even with Undying Fury in charge, still not really doing a whole lot of damage from physical attacks. Jose, I said, like, at the start of, like, when we first met him, that, like, I have kind of conflicted feelings on Jose. I'm not a huge fan of him as a character, to be honest, because really there's not a whole lot that's done with him, and he just kind of serves to throw out a bunch of questions with that the game doesn't really provide answers to.
I really understand how you feel now. Thank you. Now, it's time to show you how I feel.
Oh no.
This is what I've learned from studying humans. Witness my true feelings. Here goes!
Okay, just a Volt Ball. He's not charging up for the powerful fireworks, but yeah, that could have,
This one's special.
Okay, he is charging the fireworks. Okay then.
Let's do this.
Huh.
Let's do this, Joker.
I know you're eager, Akechi, but I kind of want to let him get this attack off. Okay, you have Enduring Soul, so even if Joker dies to this, I'm not, completely screwed. I just want to show this attack. Apparently this can do up to like 1,000 damage, and I say apparently because I usually beat this guy so fast, doesn't everyone really wants to, and I guess it would be kind of appropriate to use that Showtime for the whole love thing, but everyone really wants to use Showtimes here. But yeah, here's Special Fireworks. Which turned into PK Starstorm. And yep, I had to use Enduring Soul for that. And our buffs are gone. But yeah, there goes Maria. If only Enduring Soul could trigger multiple times in one fight, then Maria would be completely busted. But yeah, let's put this back up. Morgana will heal, and then we'll finish this fight. It's overall not too bad. I just wanted to make sure to show off the fireworks at least once, but yeah, I don't know if Atlas is trying to tease a potential sequel here, because they kind of did that with the Super Boss battle in, and here's a problem with not having Spellmaster, she runs out of her SP pretty quickly. They kind of did that with the Super Boss battle in Persona 4, but it ultimately never really went anywhere, and that may end up being the case here.
Let's do this.
Wait, that didn't tell me who it was. So, is it Sumire or is it Akechi? It's Akechi. He's still going though.
Pretty crazy technique, but it worked.
Alright, I probably should have debilitated him. Because I actually need to beat him this turn, otherwise, Joker is, pretty much done, because I no longer have Enduring Soul on Maria, so this kinda sucks right now. Okay, Star Onion Haru. I know that she's charged, but Jose resists physical, so this is probably my best bet at finishing him. There we go, okay.
So this is what a human feels.
And only Joker leveled up from that.
Ow. Good job all around. Sorry about that. Painfully well. Thanks to all of you,
Ooh, did you learn something new?
I'm pretty sure I understand humans less than ever.
What?
I was anticipating he'd say the exact opposite.
Yeah, I was hoping things would end on a happy note here.
Well, he sounded happy when he said it.
Well, this is an issue.
I'm sorry we couldn't help you.
Why are you sorry?
Well, you did say you understand humans even less now and all.
That's great news. Humans aren't the easiest to comprehend. That's why they can get lost and look for other people they trust. Sometimes they even try to accomplish the impossible with those people, like you all just tried to do for me. Now I'm sure that's what it means to be human. So, it's impossible to learn everything about humans in such a short time.
And by such a short time, you mean all these hours that we've all spent delving into Mementos.
Although, it did make me realize just how much I love them.
So our assistance was to your satisfaction.
Yup. I finally understand now. I can go back to that person whenever I want.
Again, though, that person, we don't know who that is.
Hey, Jose, who's this person you keep mentioning? And while we're at it, who are you?
I am me. I'm Jose, a boy who got a little smarter because I met all of you. No matter who we are, we're always searching for ourselves. Just remember, there are more folks observing humankind than you might realize. It's a secret for now. You'll find out someday. I have something for you, to thank you for spending so much time helping me. Here, take this. This is so interesting. Oh, humans. No wonder the others just can't leave them be.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Don't worry, it's nothing. See you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, I hope you'll still help me collect flowers, too. Off I go. Good job!
I don't fully understand what just happened, but did that take care of his problem?
Jose. He may be weird, but he sure is a cute little kid.
What? Lady On, I'm cute too.
And everybody laughs. It definitely seems like they're trying to tease some future sequel or spin-off with Jose, talking about more things observing humanity than you might realize. I kind of wonder, there's definitely potential there, but at the same time, it is a little weird that after all that build-up, Jose is really just all questions and very few answers. I have to wonder whether they're hinting at a replacement for Igor in a future game. Now that they can't use the excuse of recasting him that they did for Yaldabaoth. Because Lavenza takes his role in Strikers, but that's still very much a Persona 5 specific thing. So I do wonder how they are going to handle future Velvet Rooms.
Please be aware that let us aim for greater heights.
Now, I intentionally went for an alarm here because
This is a stronger version because of the alarm.
this is Sumire's ultimate gun, and I want to have this before the final battle, since she is a new Royal Party member. I don't have a decent win user on Joker, so I'm going to fuse Odin and Marta, and this gives me a strong fire persona as well. Marta was a little disappointing in the magic department. And this gives me a debilitate persona for Joker as well. And this way I can get the Tyrant Pistol EX as well.
This is a stronger version.
I'll get
Please
Lucifer
take it.
back, Odin
this the
back
persona
for
you would
Ice
please take
and Lightning.
Is this okay?
And since Temperance was the first Confidant we maxed, I want to bring Ardha into the final battle.
Is this the persona? Then please take it.
Still don't gain magic. But I can show the Tyrant Pistol EX. If you look at Joker's Persona stats now, yeah, you can't exceed 99, but it's a massive magic boost for everything. For example, it'll make Raoul gain the magic that he should have gained from all of those sacrifices. Yeah, honestly, this is way more valuable than the all stats plus 6 to me. However, Sumire has no better option than all stats plus 6 on a gun, so she'll take that. And even though I could make her ultimate rapier by sacrificing Sandalphon, I actually prefer the decisive rapier for the endurance plus 5. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess there is one more ultimate weapon that I could go for.
Version because of the alarm.
Judge End, the most broken piece of equipment in the entire game. I don't know if I'll actually use this, but I definitely wanted to at least get it. And this is what Makoto's stats look like with this. Bear in mind, they are actually all 11 points higher. But that is all I wanted to take care of in my final Mementos visits. So let's have the usual Mementos recap, and I'll see you next time for quite a special part, because it will not only be the last days of daily life, but also...
What do you want to do?
Also, some unfinished business with a couple of party members. And one last chance to choose a different ending. All of that will come next time in the beginning of the end.